Well, I'm live. I'm just not sure anybody else is here live with me. So let's give it a couple minutes and see what happens. Nobody's here. It'll be early night. So let's see what's going on. We have one person in the house other than me. Let yourself be shown. So hopefully everybody's doing good. All one of you. I know it was late posting that I was going to do something on this channel tonight, but that's just the way it is. So I'm here with one other person. Interesting. Four other people. Awesome. Mr. 53 Gill, hello. And hello, I need the beach. Never mind. Hey, it's starting to get some regulars now. Yeah, sorry about tonight, guys. Did the best I could. Michael's wife needed to go to the store, so I had to stay late. And it is what it is. So got here as soon as I could, set everything up. And it's not the studio like you see here isn't always set up like this. Well, it is what you see is. But each time I have to change the lighting. The lights aren't in the or the camera. They're not in the right place just because I have to move because it's a small house. So I have to put that in, and I have to refocus every single time because the camera, once you turn it off, it goes to like it has no memory. So anyway, so we got 8 people here. What's happening with everyone? Chipper 66. Hello. Good driving and listening. Good for you, Chipper. So we won't be hearing much from you, I guess. You'll be driving. But I appreciate you taking the time to do that, and hopefully everything's safe. So today, a Michael update. He was. We had some really good discussions today, and it helped him mentally a lot. And so I saw a major improvement mentally today, which is good. And physically, he's doing a little bit better too each day. So it's fantastic. We're up to 10. Rolos is in the house. Hello. Hello, Rolos. Does he look chipper? Never mind. I need the beach. And first tonight was Mr. 53 Gill. Oh, thank you, Rolos. That's good to know. I hope you get through the week. So I don't know really what the subject is tonight. Like I said, we could talk about all the ridiculousness of thinking that the Earth is a spinning ball. And one of these days, I'm going to get the time. I thought Sunday was going to happen, but it just didn't happen. I'm going to get the time to put together my presentation of Coriolis and what really causes clockwise and anti-clockwise spin of low pressure systems, high pressure systems. And I think that'll be quite educational once I can get it together. And whoever said last time that the tornado I showed last time was actually counterclockwise, they're actually correct. I was so brain dead. I said, no, this was counter. I picked the wrong video. So my apologies to that. It was actually counterclockwise. And let me see if I can find the correct video so I can at least show you that. I have some interesting scientific stuff to show you too.
Tornadoes usually rotate counterclockwise, but what happens when one is spotted?
Wow. The YouTube controls would not work. Try to pause it right away. So we have a video. I'm going to share this. This is Northern Hemisphere. It's in the United States where there was a counterclockwise tornado. Rollo, you're funny. Hello, Carbide. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Was that me? Respect? I was like, what? Wait. You're a good guy, Rolos. All right, so let me just show you this. I'll mute on my side, okay? So this is, just pay attention. This is not long, a minute or minute and a half, I think maybe. Oh, let me see what it is. Minute 42 seconds. So right in between my guesses. So notice they even talk about it. It's rare, blah, 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 counterclockwise or clockwise rotating tornado. And in physics, if it was Coriolis effect, there are no exceptions. None. Here's an exception. As soon as I can get it up. And again, I'm going to mute myself here and listen along with you guys.
Tornadoes usually rotate counterclockwise. But what happens when one is spotted turning the opposite direction?
Inside Science.
A tornado is a violently rotating column of air that extends from a thunderstorm. And that's the general definition of it.
A tornado in the northern hemisphere usually spins counterclockwise, but on rare occasions it can twist clockwise and is called an anticyclonic tornado.
Well, it all started with actually video. We got a video on our TV station from a lady that lives in the neighborhood where it went through. And I'm saying, that thing looks like it's going clockwise. And I kept looking at it, and so then finally when we had a chance to really sit down and look at it, when we're not on the air, you could see it was going clockwise.
You can also see the anticyclone here on the radar. Red indicates winds moving away from the radar, and green shows winds moving towards the radar, creating a circle.
That's how you find a tornado, the red next to the green. Well, you look to the red next to the green, it was flipped opposite to a clockwise, sure enough. The very next day, the National Weather Service went down and surveyed the damage and said it was a rare anticyclonic, or clockwise in our hemisphere, tornado that touched down just southeast of Shelbyville, Tennessee. And the way they described it was a rare and unique EF1 anticyclonic.
This is Inside Science.
So there you have it, guys. No exceptions. If it's caused by Coriolis effect, by the Earth spin, no exceptions. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Like I said, Michael Joshua Lewis, hello. Rain Songs 9, hello. You got a notification. Everything was late today, Rain Songs. I'm sorry. Science, I feel smarter. So, it cannot, and let's just say there was such a thing as Coriolis effect, not a pseudo force or Coriolis illusion, pseudo force. They would have to throw it out if it was real, but it's not real. It's only become real lately to support this bull crap about a spinning Earth. But if the Earth is spinning a certain way and that causes anticyclonic tornadoes, sometimes, no. There cannot be any exception. Like I said before, if you heat air, it's going to expand. If you cool air, it's going to contract. 100% of the time. There's no exceptions. I'm talking about out of nature. All right? There you go, Eric. No exceptions. You're saying it's a physical force that causes it. And this happens with low pressure systems as well. In fact, there are low pressure systems that can be spinning clockwise in the southern hemisphere the way they normally do, and they cross the equator and come up and continue into the northern hemisphere on their model, and they continue for their entire life to spin the wrong direction. It doesn't change. Why doesn't it weaken or start going the other way because it crossed into the other side? Ever think of that? Ha ha! Carbide. Just like Hillary, law abiding, no exceptions. That's right, no exceptions. So, guys, by the way, 45 minutes to an hour tops today. I'm sorry. It has been a long day. It started at 5 a.m. and it's still going. And I haven't taken care of myself yet as far as like eating dinner and just a bunch of stuff. It's been one of those days. So I apologize for that too. Wednesday, as far as I know, Everything is good. I didn't even know until the last minute she needed to go to the store to get food into the house. But I'm going to cover this in detail, not just what you saw here. We're going to show how the ocean water isn't right. We're going to show how this works when different air masses hit together, and why most of them are counterclockwise in the north and clockwise in the south, but not all. Again, if it's caused by a force, the Coriolis force, there is no exceptions to the law, to the rule. Or did the earth suddenly stop and spin backwards when that tornado or that low pressure system formed? Tesla Motors is a scam. It probably is, Weston. I think a lot of stuff that is connected to Elon Musk is a scam. Honestly, he is again, at best, Elon Musk is a gray hat. Keep that in mind with anything he ever touches or does. He's got all kind of fantastic ideas for his new cell phone. Until you get to the end and realize, oh, he wants to connect this to your brain and have it the phone control your emotions. Yeah, that's that on. It's on YouTube. It's on a YouTube video. Search something like Elon Musk's new phone or Tesla's new phone. Yeah, a chip that will control your emotions. You don't want to feel sad? Your cell phone can give you happy thoughts. Everything else sounds good. Oh, it can charge just in sunlight in 20 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. It's just incredible stuff. Yeah, there you go, Carbide. He spent billions on space travel. Do we need to know more? See, in actuality, here's the way this scam works. He didn't spend a dime. Well, he did, but it wasn't his own money. He got contracts from NASA, which is the government, to build these rockets to whatever they are supposed to do with them. It's not his money. He got contracts to do it, for-profit contracts. Have you ever, yeah, you got a Freedom for All, Wolf and Sheep's Clothing. Have you ever worked with the government, got government contracts? That's a scam in itself. And if you get in, oh, it's big bucks, baby. Weston Sloan. Who is that player there, Weston? Anyway, there's nothing innovative or interesting about battery-powered cars. Henry Ford made one in the early 1900s. And these people think it's such a boom for the economy. I mean, for the environment. Come on. It's environmentally toxic. And you still have to charge it up using, in most cases, fossil fuels. There's no difference. You can burn fossil fuels in your car, or you can burn fossil fuels to generate electricity to charge your car. Either way, you're burning fossil fuels. And you know what kind of metals and acids and other corrosive things are in these special batteries? Very non-friendly to the environment. And then when they have to start burying all these as the cars get old, it's not going to be pretty. He's another Einstein, fake intelligence. Hey, I like that, Eric H. I like that. Never mind. Correction, not on space travel and low Earth orbit. Yeah, absolutely. Low Earth orbit. Yes, Carbide spent her money. He's a genius. Coal-powered electric is the future. What did Trump used to say? Something clean coal. He had it down, the marketing for it. For when he was trying to get West Virginia voters. Good, clean coal. Something. I don't know what it was. You want to see damage to the economy? Find out what strip mining did to Southwest Virginia and West Virginia. Go take a look. I mean, the scars are still there to this day. Outside the Matrix. I'm doing okay. It's been a minute, huh? Outside the Matrix. Me and Michael were talking about the Matrix a little bit today. I actually think we make our own matrix in our life. That's getting deep. We got to really go deep to get into that. There are cars for rich people and low middle tax money pays to build. Yes, yes, you got it, Weston. It's a scam. Anything that's connected supposedly to the environment, it's the scam of scams. Oh. Where did I stick this video? Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. You might be interested in this one, Paulster. Okay, this is from this is some newspaper. Let's see. YouTube. If it has to do with climate change, you get, just like with flat Earth, you get a little blurb. Climate change. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns, mainly caused by human activities, especially the burning of fossil fuels. Bull effing C. Crap. But you can't argue with YouTube. I'm sorry. That's absolute science. It's just proven 1,000 different ways. But the Arctic ice. Listen to this. This is a little bit longer. 2 minutes 29 seconds. It's worth it. Tell all your global warming friends to listen in. All right, I'm going to mute again. Here we go, guys. I can hit it for a change.
Hey everybody, this is not for anybody in particular, but this is a scientific finding regarding global warming, or what I should say, the global warming that is not happening. The frozen Arctic, or not. Arctic sea ice has been much slower to melt this spring than in the last 10 years. The result of temperatures being closer to the 1981 to 2010 average than the record warmth mainly experienced this century. Ice coverage in May was almost 5 million square miles, with Hudson Bay, the Beaufort Sea, borders of Arctic Canada, and the eastern Siberian Sea still mainly frozen at a time when the ice should have been melting. While the June 1st sea ice extent was the highest of the last 9 years, it was still 16,000 square miles lower than 1981 to 2010 average, and the 16th lowest ever recorded to date. Well, you see, here's the thing. Global warming is either a thing or it isn't a thing. If we have global warming, that means temperatures rise, and they continue to rise, and they don't recede. When we see Arctic ice not melting, that's an indicator that there is not a progressive global warming, and in fact, the Earth is just experiencing fluctuations in temperature as it always has and always will. Keep in mind, Earth is still exiting an ice age. What that means is that temperatures will rise as is expected when exiting an ice age. Don't fall for the crap. Don't be forced to buying electric vehicles when they have no effect on the global climate. That is all.
Hold on, I'm having an issue with it. Let me close it out. Oh, and you notice a little thing they dropped in, but it's still 16,000 miles below the 1980 to whatever average. Really? Okay. It's 5 million square miles, but it's 16,000 miles below the average. That is 0.32% of the total area, not even 1%. And again, You don't have to fudge data if it's real. And they did. Stanley! Good to see you, Stanley. Outside the Matrix. Yep. Great smoke show. The governments do control the weather. They make up their own little rules. No, you can't do this anymore in the 1960s. They actually came up with a law in the United States. Yeah. Enforced by no one. There's nobody to enforce it to start with. And they've admitted ever since they're still doing crap. How much does the average sea level, I guess you mean gone up? Actually, it should have gone down. It should have gone down with all this extra ice. According to their thing. Should have gone down. Well, if you fill a glass 90% full of water and it doesn't overflow when it melts, what's the ocean going to do? And again, and again, and again, if the air warms, you're going to have more evaporation. You're going to have lower pressure over the sea, and on and on and on. It's all going to be balanced out. That's why you don't have places like Miami that were supposed to be underwater already, underwater. That's why you have millionaires like Obama and the great hoax himself with the global warming, the guy that started it all, Al Gore, or whoever these other elites are. They're so preaching to you about how everything's going to flood out, and then you buy these multi-million-dollar properties right on the sea. Yeah, they're so worried about it. What they probably did was they probably helped themselves get lower prices by people saying, "Oh, I better sell now before this place floods out." Jacob Law, good to see you. Hello, Inhuman Ways. We live in a life of inhuman ways. Outside the Magus, I love your channel, Rich. I love you. I love what you do. Please keep it up because you're doing God's work, brother. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You might not say that if you knew some of the conversation me and Michael had today. We went some deep stuff into religion. Not religion, but into God. Pretty deep stuff. Maybe we can cover on here one day. We talked a lot about, I'm the first one to introduce to him the idea that the Old Testament has significant parts of it that are the God of this world, not our God. And he thought it all through and everything. He's like, yes, it's absolutely correct. No doubt about it. So anyway, we talked about some examples that I hadn't even thought about before. Just no doubt about it. Just no doubt about it. And we got back to that rightly dividing the word of truth. If it's all truth, why do you have to rightly divide it? And it is all truth. But it's like, imagine a coin and God is both the heads and the tail. Okay? He's good God on one side, Satan on the other. He created Satan. How was Mr. Ball? As far as I know, he's doing well, Stanley. He does the, I'm in a chat that he's on. Let me see what's going on there. I haven't seen anything today, but they're constantly going back and forth with, I mean, I could show you real fast. They have all the memes and it's all political stuff. And I've gotten to the point where, I'm pretty much apolitical now. I'm a political atheist, I guess you could say, because I don't think politically we can solve any issue. And he's the flip side of that coin. He thinks everything can be solved politically and with the next election and all that stuff, and getting America first people in. And which is weird because I've always been the person pushing, you should vote, you should go ahead and vote. Blah, blah, blah. And now I don't say anything. If you want to vote, vote. But I will never vote again. Except with one exception. If there's something local that I really feel strongly in, I might vote. Some kind of, legalizing something or blocking a tax, some kind of thing like that. Yeah, I might do that. But not for people anymore. Jacob Law, Crow 77 had a great show yesterday. What was it about? Yeah, Carbide. Michael had a pretty good jump. And it started slow today. We got deeper and deeper subjects, and it kind of woke him up, I think. So he had a real good day. I was very pleased with today. He's still not his old self, but much closer today. So thank you guys for your support and prayers. That makes a difference too. That's right. The God of this world is Satan. And if you want to know, we got into the law and how that itself is confusing. And again, God is not the author of confusion. And I never looked at it that way before, but the law is extremely confusing. And if you don't think so, look at what the Pharisees added to try to make it less confusing. They made it even more confusing. And then you have the other obvious examples. God confused the languages of Babel. And he made Moses make a idol. He broke the second commandment. He made Moses make an idol, not of something of God, of a serpent. Who was the serpent in the Old Testament? An idol, a serpent, a brass serpent on a pole, that the people were to look to that for healing, not to look to God, but to look to that. And that whole thing where God violated his own rule, which says the sins of the father should not be placed upon the children. And the children died from snake bites. But then later, after an idol was made, they look at the idol, they live. This is not our God. And then it makes more sense when Jesus said, no one has revealed the Father except for the Son. No one, which means no writer in the Old Testament revealed the Father. Not one. But yet, God was part of the Old Testament. Paul tells us that the pillar of fire and the cloud during the day that followed Israel was a rock, and that rock was Christ. So you got it all intermixed in here. That's why you have to rightly divide out what was good, what was not good. He had, whatever God it was, I don't care how you word it in the Bible, he had Israel steal from the Egyptians as they left. You shall spoil the Egyptians. That means to take. It means to steal. Take. You are to take their gold. You're to take their silver. Weston Sloan, did you know the location of the Red Sea splitting isn't open to the public? Doesn't surprise me. You have to have permission from the government to explore the area. Yeah, you know what? I think when what was his name? Ron Wyatt? When he explored there, I think I remember in his documentary, he said he had to get permission from the local government to do it. And he found the pillars that's in the Bible that were on either side. They ended up destroying that symbol. Which one, Jacob Law? If you're talking about the serpent, the point is our God would never tell them to make an idol, especially of a serpent, and look to that for healing. Our God that is not the nature of our God. That is not the same nature of the God who gave the 10 Commandments. Brasser, okay, yeah. No, they may have destroyed it, but I mean, it's no different than them making the golden calf when Moses was up getting the 10 Commandments. They made the golden calf. They destroyed that too. That got destroyed anyway. No different. It was an idol. Did he ever find the ark? Yeah, read. Go find a Ron Wyatt Noah's Ark carbide. It is well worth watching. It's so well worth watching. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quickly for you. I'll give you a link. Let me see. 20 minutes. The one I remember was longer than 20 minutes. Here's I think a shorter version of it. What he actually did was he actually followed the Bible instead of all these other people that were going to the wrong place to look for Noah's Ark. So I'm not sure which one I should give you. There's one that's 54 minutes. I'm going to give you that one because it is worth it. And I don't think there's any doubt that it's Noah's Ark. You can see it. It's underground, by the way. You can see it. No, it's Ron Wyatt. I think. Let me make sure I got the name right. What happened to it? Well, I'll plug it in and find out. It's Wyatt. Ron Wyatt. W-Y-A-T-T. W-Y-A-T-T. That's the name. Yeah, you got it, Rain Songs. Ron Wyatt. That's the correct name. I don't know anything about that outside the Matrix, about people being exercised in Jesus' name. You can't tell it's 100%. I don't even know what's going on there. Tess, C374, hello. Yep, you were wrong, Tess. We have to give you 40 days in hell. Good to see you, Tess. Good to see you. But I think Ron Wyatt's stuff is all authentic. I've watched a lot of his. I watched Ark of the Covenant. That is a good one too. Ark of the Covenant. Other stuff too. The other one was the Exodus. He did find the on one of the shores. They were set up pillars on both sides as a memorial. He found one of them, and he found the coral. It was wooden wheels, and the wheels eventually disintegrated, but the coral formed around it. So, and only Egypt had those type of wheels at the time. But the brass center, the like the ball bearing in the center, they were still there. Yeah, Sally, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's on YouTube. It is on YouTube. If you search for Red Sea or the Exodus, Ron Wyatt, whatever, you will find it. In fact, Ron Wyatt has a channel. There's a Ron Wyatt channel. So I think all of his documentaries are in there. That's right, Jacob Love. Deny thyself and take up the cross. And when you decide that deny thyself, you have to do that daily. That is you dying daily. That's exactly what's meant by you dying daily. You deny yourself. Whatever yourself wants to do, you deny it. 3 watching 11 likes. Please hit that for Brother Richard. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. Good to see you, Cindy. YouTube have the videos of exorcism. Please watch. Actually, outside the Matrix, maybe I will, but that stuff kind of creeps me out. Mojo Shop, much love to you too. Thank you so much. So you do have these things that are just, to me, they're just so obvious. And the more I think about them, and the more you hear, the more you reconcile with things Jesus said. You have heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say, love your enemies. So he's going right against what was actually written in the law. And you've heard it said this, but I say, and it's like exactly the opposite. That's why the Father was not revealed in the Old Testament, because there is no love in the law. There is no love in the law. And again, the law was for a specific time. It was not for the time of grace. There was no law before the time of the law. So what did those people do? They had their own thing. Different strokes for different folks, different eras, different ages. This age will end, and there will be another age, and then another age after that. What's it say? There is a sin unto death that shall not be forgiven in this age, nor in the age to come, which means that person's going to be in the age to come, and they're not going to be forgiven it. And when you understand, we've gone over it, when you understand what that sin is, you understand that it's not like a sin that's going to cause you eternal separation from God necessarily or anything like that. It's just you're not going to be able to keep. That means that a person got the Holy Spirit. They were baptized with the Holy Spirit, and then they rejected it at some point later. They never get a second chance. You reject it once. If you're given the truth and you fully accept the truth and you know the truth and you reject it, thank God that I don't even know anybody that's ever happened to. So it's got to be rare. But then again, I think a lot of people really aren't there to begin with. They claim to be Christian, but are they? I don't know. God knows. I don't know. But they never get the Holy Spirit a second time. You get the Holy Spirit once. It's like if you're led in the club and you're accepted by everybody, then you reject it. You never get a door pass again. That's it. You have to be on the outside from then on. Oh, I like that, Dean Floyd. No love in the law made it impossible to embrace love when presented. That's very good. That's very well said. Very well said. No, you too. Oh, they want you to believe. Yeah. If it's, I don't. If it's organized religion casting out something, that is Satan casting out Satan, so to speak. Outside the matrix is in the club. Carbide, we're lied to about everything, so I understand why. We talked about that today, how just so many things are just lies. Don't you know water curves? And people believe it. Earth spins. Long before anybody ever went up in the air beyond jumping or top of a mountain, they discovered that the earth moves and that it spins and that it has all these gyrations and it goes around the sun and long before they could ever prove it. And it's still the truth, quote unquote, to this day. The brazen serpent that Moses had made, for unto those days the children of Israel did burn incense into it. Unbelievable. And it was called Nehushtan. I mean, you're describing perfectly an idol. That is an idol. Thanks for that. I didn't know that. They burnt incense unto it. Unbelievable. See, the true definition of an idol is something that's made by human hands for worship instead of worshiping directly to God. God doesn't want you worshiping any trinket, anything. This is what Abraham came out of. This is what the Israelis came out of Egypt, Lucky Charm land. Everything was a god. Everything was an idol. It's Satan's way. Cindy J, that's right. Everything is a lie. Our earth is flat. Nehushtan. According to the Book of Kings, Hezekiah institutes an iconoclastic reform that requires the destruction of the brazen serpents. Yeah, wasn't Hezekiah the big reformer, Jacob Law, if I remember correctly? He's the one that tried to set everything straight again. He knew. See, the problem is when you go all the way back to Adam and Eve, they chose Satan. They had God walking in the garden with Adam and Eve. And they had the serpent. And they chose the serpent, which elevated him to the God of this world. God gave them a choice. You can choose me. And it even says it he repeats it to Israel. I set before you good and evil. God himself sets before you good and evil. And he says, therefore, choose good. They didn't. From Adam and Eve on down, they didn't choose good. So when Adam and Eve sinned, sin entered into the world, death entered into the world. Satan became the God of this world, and a lot of what we read in the Old Testament has to do with him. If you want to know the real true Father, God, Jesus Christ, it's found easily in the New Testament. The Old Testament is confusion. Yeah, you can dig it out, and you have to dig it out like God says. He hides it like gold little nuggets, and you have to go hunt for it. It's not easy in the Old Testament. And if you think you can just pick up the Bible, read Genesis all the way through to Revelation, you're going to miss it. I don't care if you read it 50,000 times straight on through. First of all, it's not the way to read the Bible. And secondly, you're not going to rightly divide the Old Testament, the good God versus the bad God. And most people that do that don't really make the differentiation when they get to the New Testament that, hey, they read it, but they don't pick it up here that, hey, now for the first time ever, the Father is being revealed through Jesus Christ. The whole New Testament, except for the book of Revelation, could be called, you can have one big title over that, from Matthew to Jude. The revelation of the Father. It could have a big overview title like that. Revelation is the revelation of Jesus Christ that the Father reveals. Read the first part of Revelation, you'll find out. And Jesus said he revealed the Father. If you've seen the Father, you've seen me. How many times did he say that? Or if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. I and the Father are one. Dean Floyd, clear thinking Adam chose death over life. Folks think they can choose better even from a fallen nature. Total pride and arrogance. You got it, Dean Floyd. And I think I'll add to that, Dean. That's fantastic what you have that. But let me add to that. They chose pleasure, immediate pleasure over God. That's the way I see it. Nehushtan is a metal serpent mounted on a staff that Moses had made by God's command. The God of this world is what I'm saying, to cure the Israelites of snake bites while wandering in the desert. See, the snakes were sent in because why? Because the Israelis were murmuring that they didn't want manna anymore. Day after day, week after week. Not just pick at food. Eggs. Most people can handle eggs. Every day you get 2 eggs to eat for breakfast, 2 eggs for lunch, 2 eggs for dinner. The next day you wake up, it's 2 eggs for breakfast, 2 eggs for lunch, 2 eggs for dinner. And not only that, but it's the same kind of egg, hard-boiled. And you get this week after week after week after week after week after week after month after month. And they wanted something different. And so God sent snakes in because the fathers protested to Moses, petitioned Moses to go to God, say, give us something else. And so the sins of the fathers, if that was a sin, wanting food, what did Jesus say? What father, when his son wants food, will give him a serpent? Think there was a little bit of a correlation to all this? I'm just asking the question. He could have picked anything in the world, but he picked a serpent. So they wanted food, different food, and God sent serpents in. And it killed the women and the children too. And then he violated the second commandment by making a brass idol. God has never had anybody make. Did Jesus say make a cross with my image on it and keep it, or you get none of that? What New Testament writer talks about making an idol for yourself, for God? See, it's anti-God. And you can't get around. Yeah, Weston, he was complaining a lot on the way to the promised land. I might be too, to be honest with you. So he made their journey longer. Yeah, 40 years. 40 years. What was it? Only Joshua and one other person or something of the original group got to go in? You talk about having rough times. Can you imagine wandering in the desert 40 years? I can't even imagine 40 minutes out in this desert here in Arizona. Not this time of year. And now they completely changed the second commandment. Yes, they have, Michael Joshua Lewis. Yes, they have. What church do you think changed the second commandment? I wonder who did that. Actually, what they did was they got rid of the second commandment and they took one of them, I can't remember which one, and split it into two. Catholic Church. Same one that gave you hell and hellfire. Same one that gave you spinning ball earth. Same one that gave you a lot of crap. Same one that gave you images all over the stinking place when you go into their cathedrals or their whatever they call them, their churches. Idol after idol after idol. And it's all about the sun or fish or even worse. The Vatican is a freaking serpent. It's a serpent. Look at the Vatican from Google Earth. Let's see if I can find it for you. All the way down to the forked tongue coming out of the mouth. You got to get it just right, though, or you won't see it. But the whole thing, it's a snake. Where is it? Oh, and it's also like everything else. It's got an obelisk in the center of it. Washington Monument. You've got one in London, I believe. You have one in Rome. All these cities that don't have jurisdiction in their country or are outside of the jurisdiction of the country. Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, has nothing to do with the United States. The City of London, Vatican City. I haven't found a good picture yet, but it's a stinking snake. It is a serpent. See, they're not showing what I want. They're not showing the frontal view. That's where you see it. Let me try something here. There's a lot of people that comment on it. There's a lot of different pictures that say, shaped like a snake. Why is the Vatican shaped like a snake? Because that's who they worship. They worship the serpent. And then God clothed Adam and Eve with skins. Folks, that wasn't... Well, here's one where it's been colored in so you can see it easier. Uh-oh. Actually, it's not colored in. I'm going to show you this picture. Clothed with skins. We're the only animal, if you want to call us animals, I don't call us animals, that has the same skin as a reptile. Look at human skin under magnifying glass. Look at a reptile skin. No others have the same thing. Monkeys don't. Chimpanzees don't. Gorillas don't. How do we evolve from them if we have different skin? So let's take a look at this. This is the Vatican. Let's see if I can get there. Make it lower. I don't know if I can make. Oh, that's not the picture. Hold on, guys. There's a better picture than this. Just give me a sec. Better picture than that. It's larger. There we go. Here it comes. And I'm going to make it even larger here in just a second. Head of the snake. There's the two eyes. There's the front. And then this right here, what they're showing you, because it's hard to see because it's shaded, there's a walkway that goes out, and then it splits. For the split, the serpent has the split tongue. And there was a picture that was actually better. They had it colored in. But anyway, hopefully you could see that without me having to go to the other one. Someone actually colors it in green, the whole thing. It's like, that's a snake. The giants have reptile skin. Yeah, they should. They're from the reptiles. That's right. Vatican and the White House look similar. Yes, they do. The architecture is similar in these three places as well. Have I seen the painting from Bank of America? It looks like Trump as a kid. Yeah. With a lunar eclipse above him, it looks odd. Could you look it up to confirm? Yes, I've seen that before, Weston. But boy, that's been a long time since I heard about that. Let's see. And let's see. Images. It's not finding it. Let me see. What's going on here? Try one more time. Other people have searched the same way I have. So let me look at the images and see if I can get it, because they're not showing it right off the bat. But I know what you're talking. I'll know it when I see it. They've scrubbed it. It's not here. I know what you're talking about. I can't find it. Other people have searched the exact same thing I have because it came up without me even typing it. It's not there. Yeah, you're right, Tess. Yep. The inside does look like a snake. And there's all kind of stuff. I mean, I don't like what's his face anymore. I used to watch his stuff. Jonathan Kleck, because he said 100% no lying. That's what he was told. But then he looked right into the camera and said, the Bible says the earth is a globe. Last time I ever saw 1 second of his videos. Because he plain 100% lied. My son's sperm donor's side is Catholic. More satanic than anything. I need prayers for my son, please, family. Oh, you got it, Cindy J. God can heal anything and take care of anything. Pope says take the mark. It says it all, don't it? I hope you're right, Jacob Law, soon and very soon. Sorry, Weston, I couldn't find that. But I have seen that picture before. I've seen it. There's a lot of stuff in that picture. Yep. Occult symbolism's all over that thing. Almost can't believe I've made it an hour. I am so just toast. And the temperature is quite toasty in here too. Mr. Tudor, list of wealthiest religious organizations worth $1 billion USD. Countries see Holy Vatican. Incalculable, estimated over 10 trillion. Oh, yeah. Supposedly the walls and ceiling underneath the Vatican are made with gold bricks. Supposedly. I haven't seen it, but that, and I don't doubt it. You got it, Cindy. I've seen I've seen God work some miracles with some pretty harsh people. I've seen not in person, but I've seen documentaries, not sort of documentaries, mostly near-death experiences where you have atheists, you have Muslims, you have Jews who are just like totally anti-Jesus, not the Muslims, but the Jews. And they have these near-death experiences, and the atheists too. And they're like, bam, I'm a Christian now when they come back. Happens a lot. Those are some of the best ones to see. They're actually pretty cool. Jacob Law, they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. Boy, can't we wait for that? In other words, the lies versus the truth. And it hasn't happened yet. Unless you're a Christian, then you know the truth. And the truth does set you free. We were talking about that today. How one of the things I think is symbolic about Revelation and the Battle of Armageddon and all that different stuff, and it could physically happen. I'm not saying it won't. But what I do know is, I'm pretty sure it's going to manifest itself in the spiritual sense, meaning everybody's going to lose it, essentially. They're all going to come against God's people, so to speak. And then when everybody is just about to lose it, that's when God takes it over and saves the day. And we were talking about Damascus, and I do believe this is literal and spiritual, and I think the spiritual is more important. Damascus will cease to be a city. It shall be a ruinous heap, and it shall not be a city anymore. Well, Damascus is the oldest city that's on the earth, as far as it goes forever back. It represents the old thinking, and it's the old thinking that will never come back again. So when you see these things, think of the spiritual side, what it could mean too. Whether it physically happens or not, I don't know. But I know spiritually it's going to happen. Because the old thinking isn't going to be around anymore. Everybody, I can't remember how the scripture puts it, but everybody from the lowest to the highest in the kingdom will know the truth. And so everybody will be set free. The truth shall set you free. Ever feel like you got a one-way ticket on the ship of fools? But here's the Bible says, Jacob Law, the truth sets you free, doesn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. It depends on what you're defining as setting you free from what. John 8:32, Jacob Law. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Pretty plain. But what you're free from doesn't mean it makes you free from slavery, doesn't make you free from having to work for somebody else, because that's what slavery is in the Bible. That's all it is. Except for certain cases, that's what slaves were. They worked for other people. Egypt was an exception, different things like that. But see, everybody in Egypt was a slave themselves too, because they all, again, it was trinket land. Everything was magic, and this idol and that idol, Lucky Charm land. That's what it was. Rabbit's Foot City. So everybody was in bondage to believe in all that crap. So it ain't going to set you free from your government. It isn't going to set you free from anything physical, but it sets this free, the mind free from the lies. What's the opposite of truth? Lies, falsehood. That's what it sets you free from. The belief that nothing exploded, nothing got too hot, exploded, and became everything there is, violated the second law of thermodynamics, and got better over time. Order came out of chaos. Isn't that what they use? Order out of chaos? Isn't that what the Illuminati use? Isn't that what's on one of our bills, our dollar bills? In Latin, order out of chaos. It's all tied together. All of it. It's all Satan's system. That's why I will never participate in it again. I might vote for something to change, but I will never vote for some person again. Because if they're allowed to get in, they are an agent of Satan. Whether they are directly or not, they could be a good Christian, but somebody will get to them in there and change them. What happened to Trump in 2020? I'm not talking about the election, YouTube. What happened to where all of a sudden he was anti-something, then he was pro-something. Not only was he pro-something, but he rushed it and had the military involved. And we had all the Q stuff, pardon me. Oh, the reason why the military's in there so they can change it to something innocuous. It won't hurt anybody. Yeah, right. Okay. All right, X-22 report. Yeah, we believe that now, don't we? And he's the one that hired the deepest of deep state. He could have appointed anybody in the world. He appointed who? Fauci. And probably the second deepest deep state person, my understanding is she might have even been worse. I don't even know how that's possible. Birx. Remember the two? He picks the two worst. What else happened in 2020? Oh, wasn't that when Jeff Sessions was going to run for Senate and Trump backed a rhino instead? He picked Bill Barr, who was out of the Bush administration, to be the attorney general. He was the B-2 stealth bomber, right? X-22 report. Yeah, he did a lot of bombing, didn't he? He's the first one that came out and said, I guess truthfully so, that there was no shenanigans in the 2020 election. The first one to come out and say it before he could even investigate. What happened in 2020 to Trump? He's the one that allowed 15 days to flatten the curve, which turned into 45 days, which turned into, we're going to allow your governors to be tyrants if they want. They can flatten the curve for 6 months if they want, close who they want. And we're going to give them under the Emergency Powers Act, that dictatorial power. So what happened in 2020? Once you get in there, if you don't play by their game, they're going to get to you somehow, threaten your family, threaten your finances, threaten something, or they're going to get you removed. Assassination, or like that Cawthorn guy in North Carolina. He was perfect for the people that voted for him. He didn't play ball. And when when McCarthy, there's another idiot. Can't wait for Kevin McCarthy to take over. It's going to be so much better than Nancy Pelosi. No, it won't. No, it won't. He's another deep state rhino. Nothing's going to change. Yeah, you're going to get little tidbits. You're going to get fed a little bit, like feeding the shark off the boat. Keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. But eventually this shark eats you. So if they get in there, they're going to be Satanized out, one of the two ways. They're going to be taken out of office, or they're suddenly going to turn and change on you. They hate Trump so much. I like him for that, at least. Yeah, I'm not a Trump hater. I'm just saying something happened to him in that last year. And I'm not going to dismiss stuff he did. I'm just not going to do it. That was wrong. And then after the fact, he gets out of office and he goes on the stump once again and tells people, you should get something in your body, right? Didn't he? And he got booed. And he's like, well, but everybody's got a freedom of choice. And he kept repeating it over and over. And I know he's not stupid. So was he forced to keep repeating that over and over? Think about it. You turned on the radio, the television. You drove down the freaking road in Arizona and the road sign say, join 5.1 million Arizonans, get vaccinated. Ask your doctor, vaccinations are safe and effective. From the street sign, from the Arizona Department of Transportation, they are telling you medical advice. You walk into the drugstore, it's playing over the overhead. We offer free immunizations, blah, 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 blah. Get your COVID-19 today. Have you ever in your stinking life seen anything on earth push that hard? Never. And they did all the fear factor things, didn't they? That people to this day are still adhering to. They're fearful. And there's certain things I just can't say on here. Weston, QAnon was fake? Absolutely. And you know what? There is absolutely no doubt, none whatsoever, that Trump was connected to that whole thing. No, there's no doubt about that. There are absolute proofs about that. We can be 80% sure Trump is part of the establishment. So he's part of the PSYOP operation that kept what I believe to be the good patriots sitting on their gun handles, waiting for the cavalry, which never arrived. Oh, but it's still coming, right? All we have to do is go to X-22 report. We have it all. Now's the time. The reveal's coming. Oh, what was it? Something in June was coming. I can't remember what it was. Well, we got 10 more days. If you hold your breath, you'll be one less person on the stream because you'll be dead. Mr. Tudor, smoke and mirrors, very good. Yeah, Ghostman, you got it. Never take anything free from the government. Why was all this stuff free? Free testing, free masks, free vaccinations, free, what was the test to see if you had the antibodies? Free. Now, eventually, people started charging for some of this stuff. But at first, it was all free. And why was it free? Oh, because the American public wasn't their fault. Well, chances are it's probably not the American people's fault for anything, yet we still have to freaking pay for it, don't we? It wasn't our fault that we went into Libya and bombed the living hell out of them. Same thing with Iraq and Afghanistan. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't their fault either. But guess what? We paid for it. Oh, yeah, we paid for it. We're still paying for it. You just got done in 2016, I think it was, or 2017. You just got done paying, if you ever had a phone bill, you just got done paying in 2016 or 2017 for the Civil War. Not the Civil War, the Spanish War. Spanish-American War. Yeah. Somebody finally took them to court and said, what the heck is this? Why are we still paying for the Spanish-American War in 2018 or 17, whenever it was? Oh, okay. They took it off. You got it, Jacob Law. Move the goalpost. That goalpost has been moved so many times that it's probably sprouted wings. What's the slow Hillary and Oprah wearing ankle monitors? Yeah, and you know what? I think they probably did just to go along with the whole operation. Do this little crap with their ankles for a little bit. Yeah, well, what are the test kits in 2017? Yes, Michael J. Lewis, yes. And 2015, the patent was done on it by guess who? Bill Gates' corporation. They have the patent on it. The rapid test. The home rapid test was for COVID-19 was developed in 2015. Go look up the patent. Stanley, 9% of the time U.S. is Michael Joshua Lewis, 9% of the time U.S. has been a country. It's been a country. Yeah, it's been in wars. We cause so much war, strife, and problems around the world, way more than any other country combined. And Russia going in Ukraine is an issue. Oh, please. Give Putin the Nobel Peace Prize compared to anybody recently, except for Trump. Trump didn't start wars. I'll give him that. Everybody else did. Have you seen this TV commercial? If you're still on the fence about getting vaccinated, genetically altered, just take the vax. What? Wouldn't it behoove us to wait until more info comes out? Yes, Stanley. And I haven't seen the commercials because I don't have TV or whatever it comes on. I don't listen to radio either. But nothing in my lifetime, even one fraction of the amount, has been pushed as much as that. Yeah. YouTube does allow some certain words. How do you like that? I get a DCM. Hello. The goalpost was moved. There you go, DCM. I get a strike on Mr. Thrive and Survive from a video from 2020. And guess what? I was just about to go to no strikes. I could remonetize my channel, but now I can't until September 12th. If I even go back, I'm still debating whether to go back to Mr. Thrive and Survive. You still have people doing Q stuff on YouTube. I think YouTube took them all down anyway, didn't they? All right, here we go. Latest from X22 report. The game is over when the public knows what? Keystone, seditious conspiracy, treason. Oh, I haven't heard this before. Treason, really? Oh, I've heard that since 2015. The Patriots are going to turn the tables on the deep state. Think mirror. It's almost time. Give me a stinking break. What he does is he takes these headlines and he puts them like in a electronic notepad, and then he just goes back. Oh, flip. I'll pick this headline. I'll stick it in again. He has said this so many times. The Patriots are going to turn the tables now on the deep state. Think mirror. It's almost time. Think mirror. Yeah, they were told mirror. Oh yeah, the 3/11. I mean, the 11/3, November 3rd. The Hillary and Podesta were no. Think mirror. Instead of 11/3, it's 3/11. March 11th. Until March 11th came and went. Oh, well, it means we have to wait for the 1 year delta because Q does everything 1 year in advance. And then the 2 year delta, and the 3 year delta. Then no. What it has to do with is the military code of justice or the military whatever manual. It's section 11.3 when a foreign power interferes in something. Give me a stinking break. And that's when Trump's going to come back. Fed structure change coming. Yeah, that was supposed to happen in 2017. Attempt to transition the people will fail. Give me a stinking break. Nothing they do fails. H. Slanger, deep state, DS in brackets. Got to have it in brackets because the Q did. Lost in Ukraine. Parallel system is now emerging. It's coming from the Ukraine guys. Patriots set everything in motion. Oh, hilarious. Hilarium tremens. That's the disease of Q. Hilarium tremens. But again, if the Patriots, like they say, have been in control since, I don't know, 2017, late 2017, let's just say 2018, the Patriots are in complete and total control. Don't you hate the Patriots? I hate the Patriots then. I hate them with all my might. So since 2018, the Patriots have been in control. What have we had happen to us since 2018? Can you pick a good year from 2020 to 2022? Is there any good year in there? Is it getting better? Yep, Carbide. In the meantime, Maine's dead from Poke and Trump, the Poke. And Trump still pushes it. It's a movie, all right, but it's a horror film. Popcorn. Yeah. If we ate popcorn every time they said it's popcorn time, we'd all have sugar diabetes by now. Do you see him? I heard that Ukraine has gold, lots of gold owned by some elites. Russia own them now. I heard that from rumor mill, can't confirm. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they've been doing so much in Ukraine. The elites have been using Ukraine to funnel money forever. That's why the U.S. media is so in an uproar, because they're in collaboration with the politicians, because it's a money funnel that Putin is shutting off. Putin is a good guy. I'm telling you, Putin is a good guy. Musk is a gray hat at best. At best. What was I going to look up here for you guys? Did you know that the $60,000 Bitcoin, which people told me I was nuts when I said it was going to go way down before it went to 100,000, it just hit 17,000 a little bit ago. I think it's back up to 20 now. Let's see what it is. It's up to 20,000, up 2.7%, $20,577. But it hit 17,700 and something within the last day, maybe even today. Arizona vote uncovered. And what's going to become of it, Jacob Law? That doesn't matter. What year are we in? 2022? Brnovich he's gonna handle it, though. There you go, Tess. Trump and Operation Warp Speed. That's all you need to know. All you need to know. Carbide, I heard Putin told the elite to eat shite and get out. This may be why the world was hoaxed into crushing them. Yes, exactly. You got it, Carbide. You have nailed it. The Arizona vote was uncovered literally days after the election. The Arizona Attorney General has had all the information he's needed since August of last year. He's 10 months into it. Yet, just give him credit. He arrested a woman for voting for her dead mom. Indicted her. He probably gave Putin cancer. There's no laws. Yeah, anymore. They leak it away with murder. That's right. I don't want to hear about anything being done. When I see Hillary behind bars, and it's really her behind bars, then start talking. That's right. God has this. That's right. God got this. Trump and the Patriots don't. Sorry. Don't forget Trump's anti-2A red flag laws. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Stanley. Anti-2A red flag laws. And it's like it sounds familiar, but I can't place it. I agree with you, Jacob. Well, fear not. There's nothing to fear. In fact, we have nothing but good things happening. If you believe in God, we win. We absolutely win. But it isn't going to be Trump and the Patriots unless God chooses to work through certain people. And I don't believe that's the case either. Because, I mean, he could. Who knows? He's worked with crumb bones before and turned them around. But we'll have to see. But usually the way God does it, nobody sees it coming. Nobody. Comes out of left field. People you never even thought. Okay? When he picked David, nobody thought David. Not David. You know the story? Not David. Any one of his, 11 brothers or whatever he had? Not David. Oh, anti-Second Amendment. Red flag laws. I don't recall that, Stanley. I mean, I believe you're telling the truth. I just do not recall that. Carbide, the gun grab is pissing you off. How they only want assault weapons, and they're going to. Yeah. It's always the slippery slope. They only want to do abortion in the first trimester, the first weeks of the first trimester. Then it's the whole trimester, the first trimester. Then the second trimester. Then a few years later, all of it. And then now some places want to do post-birth abortion. Some places want to go up to a year. The mother has a right to terminate the child up to a year after birth. What is wrong with this country? That's called the slippery slope. And the gun grab is, again, let's just say it's all real and everything's just exactly the way we see it on television. And there's these nut jobs that go out there and do these mass shootings. So we just had 3 of them. So that means all 150 million law-abiding citizens who didn't do anything like that have to give up their guns. Because that's what it'll eventually come to. Yeah, DCM. And guess what? Who's in prison for that? Eric Holder wasn't anti-gun when he did that botched gun running operation and gave guns to gangsters at our border with Mexico. What was that operation called? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. People should have gone to jail. Nobody did. People died. A person got murdered because of that. Nobody paid the price. West End. Rich, have you seen the movie Donnie Darko? No, Darko. No, I have not. See, I can't even pronounce it. It's a sci-fi movie 2001. Looks like it symbolizes Trump as a kid. It's a creepy movie. Ugh. I've actually heard of Donnie Darko, but I didn't even know it was a movie. Mr. Tudor, you got it. Satanic. The things we're going to find out. Child sacrifices, garbage. Yeah, it's just sickening. Nearly a year, senator in San Francisco openly against gun. Didn't have a problem with getting to the Chinese gang and hump. Yeah. It's sort of like Gavin Newsom. You can't have a party. You can't go here. You can't, except he does it. Same thing with the Michigan governor. There's one set of rules for them, one set of rules for you, and they don't mix. If you do it, if you break it, you go to jail. If they break it, they just laugh it off. Make an excuse. All right, guys, I'm going to go because I got to take care of myself. I got to get something to eat and get a little bit of rest because I got to do all this again tomorrow. I did take Sunday off because Saturday evening, and I'm good thing we had the stream because people warned me against too many days as a caregiver. I was close to snapping Saturday night. I was getting angry at stuff I'd never get angry at. My emotions weren't right, and so I took Sunday off. And that's the first time. Don't go, huh? That's the first time since May 11th. And that wasn't even really a day off, 11th or 12th. His accident was the 9th. But on the 11th or 12th, I got really sick. And I had a stomach flu or something, or whatever, for 24 hours. And that's the only day, if you want to call that a day off, that I've had since May 9th. Those 2 verses, what 2 verses? Oh, 1 John 2:20 and 27. See if I can get it real quick, Jacob Law. Then we'll end it. 1 John 2:20. Then I'll have to pull up 27 separately because I got the version popped up where I can't easily go. Let me see. But you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. And then verse 27. But the anointing which you have received of him abides in you, and you need not that any man teach you, but as the same anointing teaches you of all things, and is truth, and is no lie, and even as it has taught you, you shall abide in him. Good verses. I like them. I like them, Jacob Law. Both of them are good. Yep. It goes back to what we were talking about, too, about knowing the truth. Once you know the truth, you don't have to worry about the end. You're set free that way, too. You know how it ends. So, well, thank you, Deborah. Good to see you here. Well, thank you, Carbide. Tess says, I did a loan 3 months in the hospital, and the first 6 months after I was so active, I lost a lot of weight. You get used to it, it gets easier. I hope so, Tess. It's actually getting easier because he's getting better. I can already see if he's making, I don't know, they say he can have a big improvement and then nothing, and maybe even regress for a while, and then comes back. But anyway, if he's going the way he thinks he's going, he ain't going to need me maybe beyond the next couple 2-3 weeks, except for doctor appointments and stuff. He still needs somebody to take him, and he'll need me when his wife, she works from home, but she's on the phone, so she's got to be in a separate area. But 1 week out of the month, she has to go into work. So I will definitely be there then. Well, thank you, Deborah. We love you too. Thank you so much. You and Stanley. We're going to get together sometime. Thank you. Thank you for the prayer too, Stanley. I appreciate it. I appreciate your prayers, both of you. Yeah, that's a good way to end it too, Jacob Law. Good night, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Tess. That's good to know. 5 steps forward, 2 steps to get there. Praise God. All right. God bless everyone. Whenever I get some time, I will start putting some of this stuff together so no one will ever trick you again with, or I shouldn't put it that way. You will be able to have an answer for anyone that talks about Coriolis. And you'll know what the true reason is why most, but not all, systems spin a certain way in the north and another way in the south. You will understand it has nothing to do with the spin of the earth. And because there's exceptions, you know it's not that force. It's just the way electricity flows negative to positive. It just always does. Like I said, heat air, it's going to expand. Cool air, it's going to contract. Take water to 32 degrees under 1 atmosphere, it's going to freeze, or 0 degrees Celsius. Take it to 100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees Fahrenheit, it's going to boil under 1 standard atmosphere, 100% of the time. No exceptions. Coriolis. If it's a force and it causes certain things to spin counterclockwise in the north, then it always has to spin counterclockwise because of our spin. It cannot ever be the opposite. And we saw the example tonight of an opposite. And I don't care how much people wanted to, yeah, there can be a, no. Stop it. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Because other things you'll be saying, physics can't be violated. It's always this way. If you go to the speed of sound and break the sound barrier, you're going to get a boom if there's atmosphere. If you take away atmosphere, sound won't travel. These are physics things. If Coriolis causes counterclockwise lows in the north, it will always cause counterclockwise lows in the north. And it doesn't. All right, guys. God bless. Take care. Sorry I was late tonight. I never know what each day is going to bring. But as far as I know, Wednesday, we should be back to a normal stream. So God bless you all. Take care. Thanks for all the support and prayers. I really appreciate it. And we will, God willing, be back Wednesday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.